So yeah, let me tell you what, Raid has been very, very busy. They added in 8 brand new champions, and one of them is, of course, Tetsuya the Deliverer, a legendary attack champion, by the way. But he's also a speed-based champion, you better believe it. But we got to talk about what makes him so very special besides being a Shadowkin. Hell yes, more Shadowkin. Let's go. But also, you know what? Mentioning Shadowkin, I have something very cool for you guys. I have Karato Fox Hunter, who you can grab for completely free today as a new user. Follow that link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen, and guess what? Right out of the gates, he is yours. What an amazing start. Also, you get a ton of free starter resources, but by level 15, get this, you'll also obtain Ugo, one of the best epic support champions in the game, the best healer. I mean, this is a great team to start out. You better believe it. But you know what? Once you get past the tutorial as a new user on that new account, go to promo codes, and I'm going to do one even better. Enter Supreme6 and confirm that, and guess who will be waiting for you in your inbox? None other than Supreme Gallic himself, a legendary attack void champion. I kid you not, and they're giving him away for free for a very, very limited time. So follow that link in the description below. But this is like a crazy start to Raid Shadow Legends. You better believe it. But yeah, you know what? Back to the Shadowkin and our newly added, champion here that we got to take a look at, Tetsuya the Deliverer. We're going to talk about what makes him so special right now. And you'll notice something. He is absolutely like brand new. He has 0 reviews. So I'm curious to see, once he starts getting into rotation within the community, what everyone says about him, what they think about him. But he looks like a total badass to me. I love the aesthetics of this guy. But anyway, let's dive into this, starting out with his first ability. So we have Rapid Laceration, attacks one enemy, fills the turn meters of all allies by 10% if this attack is critical. So that's super helpful. And you'll notice that there's not too much investments when it comes to, books. Let's take a look at that real fast, actually. So that's good news. That's really good news about this legendary. But we also have Preternatural Tactician. It says attacks one enemy 2 times, will place 2 extra hits if the target's turn meter is less than 50%. Now, we'll ignore a percentage of the target's defense that is equal to the target's current turn meter. That's interesting. But most importantly, it resets the cooldown of this skill if the target is killed. So it's important to utilize this skill when an enemy is weakened and, they're practically ready to die, or he's going to kill them. It's going to automatically reset that ability instantly, which is actually pretty significant. Then we have attacks one enemy again. You'll notice that this is a single target legendary here. He really goes after one powerhouse enemy. Now, it says Decisive Prescience, attacks one enemy, steals 100% of the target's current turn meter, and places a True Fear debuff for 2 turns. That's really, really good. You want to attack a champion that is filling up the turn meter pretty significantly to basically steal a lot of it. Then Shadowkin Unity says this: one faction ally will give you this. The turn meter still effect and True Fear debuff cannot be resisted or blocked. 2 faction allies present with you says increase the damage inflicted by the skill based on the difference between this champion's speed and the target speed. You'll notice that this guy is going to absolutely rock in faction wars. But what do we get if we get 3 faction allies? That's really what we want for faction wars, of course. We'll also attack all other enemies with more than 50% turn meter, steals 100% of each target's current turn meter, and places a True Fear debuff on them for 2 turns. That is crazy good right there. That last one is going to be superb for faction wars. Dude, man, I wish I had him on my arsenal of champions right now. It'd be so much fun to hop in those faction wars with him. But also we have the passive here, which is the Scourge of Makaj, I believe. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But anyway, we have fills this champion's turn meter by 15% whenever an enemy champion takes a turn. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. But again, we have Shadowkin Unity here, so let's talk about it. So one faction ally, what does that give us? Turn meter increase effects used on allies are 20% more effective. Turn meter increase effects used on enemies are 20% less effective. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. So that one's actually really good. That's excellent for keeping the enemy at bay and your team ready to go. So that is really, really good. And you're going to want team members that, of course, that can buff your turn meter and stuff like that to make that even more effective. All right, so we have 2 faction allies. What happens? Whenever this champion has their turn meter filled, increases the damage of their next attack by 5%. Resets after a skill is used. If there are multiple champions on the team with the skill, only one will activate. I mean, that's pretty good. It doesn't mention anything about stacking or anything like that, but for 3 faction allies present on the field, all allies are immune to turn meter reduction effects from enemies, which is huge. That right there is massive in faction wars. He's going to be just superb in faction wars. Then we have placing him as the team leader. We have 2 bonuses here. Increases ally speed in all battles by 19%. Increases ally crit rate in all battles by 15%. Only applies to Shadowkin, though. That second one only applies to Shadowkin. Once again, he's going to be your go-to when it comes to those faction wars. And he's going to be absolutely amazing for that. But you know who else is amazing? Kurato, who, of course, I'm giving away right now for free for new users. He's a legendary attack champion. If you want to acquire him right out of the gates with a new account, go ahead and follow that link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen and he is yours, as well as a bunch of starter resources. But also, we've got to talk about, yes, by level 15, if you start up that account, you will receive Ugo, an epic support champion as well. One of the best healers in the game. But not only that, get past the tutorial, head to promo codes, and then enter Supreme 6. This is limited time right now. It's only in March. Confirm that, and guess who you'll get? Supreme Gallic himself. This is crazy. He is a legendary attack void champion, one of the most sought after legendaries in the game. What a crazy way to start raid. So follow that link in that description below or scan that QR code on the screen to have the most amazing start in raid. But yeah, I'll be diving into the other 7 champions, you know, that they added into raid Shadow Legends recently. It's a total of 8, of course. The mythical, I cannot wait to go over with you guys. But, you know, I did a recent video opening up all my shards, except for the greens, of course. I'm saving that for Summon Rush. But, you know, it was hilarious. You can find that video on the channel. It was the most, what I call the most painful pull ever, especially if you are kind of like new to Raid Shadow Legends, which I still kind of am. I still kind of consider myself somewhat of a beginner, despite the fact being a couple months into this now. 2 months, actually, into this. But I still feel like an infant baby exploring the world of Raid Shadow Legends. You know, there's still champions that are, you know, appearing in the pools where I'm like, whoa, this is like a whole new champion because there's so many champions in this game. So it's pretty cool to see some of the new faces still to this day. But, you know, something really cool did happen that I did want to highlight. I'm pretty proud of my standings here in the Dragon tournament. As you can see, I am currently sitting in the top 3. I used to be number 1. Dang it, I let it slip by, but I started focusing on the other big thing that you need to do for the fusion, which is the Dungeon Divers event. I actually pulled it off. So we'll see if I can pull off the fusion or not. I'm a little worried, though, getting them completely ranked up. That's my biggest worry right now, because if we go over to Fabian right now, yeah, you got to get, you know, ascended 4 stars with these guys. I only have 2 of them right now, and I need to get working on ranking them up. But I don't know. I don't think I have enough, like, potions, you know. So if you guys have any advice, by the way, on how to grab those potions as fast as possible, please sound off. Definitely in the comments down below. We'll see what I can do here. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see, but wish me luck on the fusion. It's the first fusion I'm really trying to go for, but again, I'm really worried about that one thing right now. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you know, one more time before I leave you, if you guys want an amazing legendary attack champion for a brand new account in Raid Shadow Legends, well, I got Kurato here, and you can download the game for free by following the link in the description below, and follow that link or scan that QR code, and guess what? He is yours for free right out of the gates. Absolutely wild start to the game with this amazing legendary attack, Shadowkin, and also you'll get a ton of free resources as well. But that's not all, because once you hit level 15, Ugo will unlock for you as well for completely free. She's an amazing epic support healer, and she will be just perfect for your team setup to give you that best start in Raid Shadow Legends. Now, once you work your way through the tutorial and you're done with that, head to promo codes, because I got something special for you guys. Enter Supreme 6, confirm that, and guess who's waiting for you in your inbox? Supreme Gallic himself, one of the most sought after legendary attacks in the game. He's also a Void champion, which is huge. And yeah, do not forget that promo code after the tutorial. And that's such a huge start, you know. 2 legendaries to start out with. And if you get in on the Alice Chase event before it ends here in March, I can't remember what the end date is, you can acquire, of course, Alice the Wonder, another legendary attack. That is a very limited time event. The Supreme 6 promo code is very limited time, so go after it right now. Just at least secure the account. You will thank me once you get into raid, trust me. So follow that link in the description below, or scan that QR code on the screen. And good luck, guys, and thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.